So the semi-finals of the CCT event here at Dumfries, sponsored by Lely. Kenny Murray joining me today to do some commentary. Morning, Kenny.
Morning, David. It's nice to be here again. We had a late night last night, but we're back up and running again at 9 o'clock this morning for, as you said, David, for the semi-final between Bruce Mount and Grant Hardy. We'll also give you the updates on what's happening elsewhere in the other men's semi-final and also the two ladies semi-finals as the games proceed.
That was quite a slick introduction. It was almost like we did that twice, once with the volume down, isn't it?
Yes. I think we're up and definitely running now.
And if not, we'll blame the time of morning. Fairly quiet here in the Ice Bowl this morning. Not too many people about, as is normally the case for the semi-finals. Hopefully get a bit busier later on.
So we're in the early stages of the first end.
It's a good stone there. I say I'm glad you noticed that the green bars weren't lining up, Kenny. We could have gone through a whole 2 hours and, well, people might have preferred that, to be fair, but tough, they've got no option.
So Grant Hardy asking his third player, Blair Fraser, just to freeze onto that back yellow behind the tee line.
We'll get back to commentary now, Kenny, shall we?
Yes, we're kind of interrupted there by the leisure staff coming in to do the hoovering.
Yep, that Bigler. Grant's sitting quite nicely here. Would like to get rid of that guard. You can see it looking to run that back. Get rid of the one in the middle of the house as well.
I think we're down to Blair Fraser's second stone, are we, David?
Oh yeah, a stone further on.
As David said, apologies for loss of sound there. Hopefully we're up now and running, and we'll bring you the semi-final between Bruce Mowat and Grant Hardy. Grant Hardy picked up a 2 in the first end.
I think that can only have been described as the world's loudest hoover.
Yes.
We're quite amazed at. We thought we had this covered because we thought the hoovers for doing the cleaning up here were kind of below the tables we're working at, but it turns out that the two that are sitting below us are completely redundant, and they brought a third one in.
But it's always nice to at least they're tidying the building up for later on in the day.
It is indeed.
Seen a few stones now, David, just seem to be over curling, whether there's a bit more curl on the ice today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting just to keep an eye on that as we go through it. The ice conditions have certainly been consistent, but obviously we've gone through another night. It was exceptionally wet last night outside. I haven't spoke to the ice tech this morning, Scott Henderson. There's obviously only 4 games on this morning as well, which will make a wee bit of a difference.
Actually, there's a 5th game on, David. There's a game on in A.
Somebody practicing.
There's a couple of girls' rinks are playing over in A. There's no name boards up, so it must, as you said, must just be practice. They're having a wee practice this morning before they travel home.
I think it's the Swedish ladies teams and the Canadian ladies teams, I think, Kenny. But not part of the competition, just they're knocked out yesterday. So they're, as you say, just making use of the spare ice.
So we're now down to skip stones at the second end, and Grant Hardy has a hit there, and to lie 3 shots.
I don't think the triple's there.
No, I think the triple it would go by on the right hand side.
Yep, I agree with that.
I think he'll be looking for a double anyway, just to take a bit of the pressure off. We'll from the other end. Our umpire, Jim Hogg, keeping a good close eye on this game, sitting there, and he's been seated for most of the weekend. Yeah,
Jim will have spent more time down there than the players will have.
Yes,
every session.
He's been doing every session, ladies and the gents. Bruce Mowat's first stone at the second end. Nice double take out.
So he'll just look for a hit and stick here.
Just try and make it as awkward as possible for to get a double take out, or at least maybe force him to take one.
Yeah.
Sweepers are called off again. They were on. A good confident start there by Grant. Definitely took the chance to double off, and I think Bruce Mount is just calling the hit and stick for a one at the second end. Shot there from Bruce, and he picks it one at the second end to give the score. Bruce Mount 1, Grant Hardy 2 after 2 ends.
So we see the other games that are going on just now. I'll let you read down them. We'll just update them as we go just now. First stone at the third end for Angus Dowell. Centre line guard, which is maybe just drifting into the house. I think it has, Kenny, and we'll see what. Yep.
But there's no
real need for Grant to get overly aggressive now.
So that's his lead, Billy Morton, just to remove the yellow stone from play. Nicely done there by Billy Morton. Bruce again asking his lead player for a centre line guard. Just drifting slightly off the centre line, but it's...
Yeah, we didn't see that one all the way down, but the handle looked just to be drifting a wee touch as it came across the hog line, would you say?
Yes.
Seems to be going sideways a wee bit.
Just sometimes you do see that at Dumfries when they have a wee bit less weight they do drift quite a wee bit at the end.
Yeah, it was something noticeable playing over the weekend. If you didn't put proper handles on it, you were punished for not playing them properly, which is a good thing.
Grant asking for a wee split here.
I think so. Split or a wee tap back. I suspect a split. He's got last stone, so I want to clear that centre line up. I don't think he'll be too disappointed if he makes contact with the yellow either. Looks pretty good though.
Good shot there from Billy Morton.
Yeah, maybe we would have liked a wee bit more sideways movement. You see him out there instantly calling the freeze coming down the right hand side of the sheet as we look at it. Having a wee second thought now though.
He's decided just to have a bit of clear up. As you say, David, he hasn't got last stones, so he doesn't really want to get too many blue stones lying around the house.
Yeah, it's a pretty good effort. I'm surprised I thought that touched the barrier there, but it's obviously didn't.
Perhaps we could have a wee rerun in that one, just to after the stone, maybe, David. So, a miss there from David Reid.
You can see there that one certainly didn't touch the barrier.
Bruce asking his second player, Bobby Lammy, to come round the long guard. Which he has done, but I think Grant will be able to come round that as well and follow it round with maybe just battering weight.
Yeah, certainly if the ice is playing the same as it has all weekend, there shouldn't be a problem with that. Battering weight, even hack weight, get to the nose of it.
Good shot there from David Reid. Made up for his first one. I think Bruce indicated there hack weight, David.
Yep, think so. We touch the foot. As I was saying in last night's commentary, the ice has been reasonably consistent, so no problems playing a hack weight. Don't have that fear it's either going to run straight or take a huge swing. See that sweeping to try and get the stone to swing again. Still can't quite get my head around that one. 20 years of training to say the opposite, which is obviously now wrong. So your senior team employ that technique and tactic, Kenny?
No.
And just stick with the illegal brushes.
Yeah, just stick with what we've done and trusted for a good number of years. So that's Blair Fraser-Stone just rolls out the house. So Bruce is a draw here to lie 2.
Yeah, looking reasonably good to force the 1 at the moment. I wouldn't think he'd be overly confident of stealing this end. The guard's probably a bit too long to do that. So, but if he can lie behind it, covered, don't leave a double on. Although given that yellow that's biting in the front rings is quite high, it's going to be reasonably tricky not to leave a double on. Line looks really good.
Thought Grant were going to try and come round the other way there, but just changed his mind, went back to what they've been playing mostly this end. Just don't know exactly what happened there. Apart from the miss, David.
Yeah, just having a quick look back, and just for our own benefit, I mean, it just shaved it. I would say it was maybe a fraction heavy. Maybe just didn't get the swing. 'Cause it certainly didn't pass the guard by a huge amount. And again, that slightly bizarre sight of a stone that needs to swing a fraction being swept. Yeah, these boys know exactly what they're doing.
So Duncan Menzies holding the brush there for his skip. Bruce Mowat, the draw round in the other hand. And put pressure on Grant Hardy here at the third end.
Yeah, we're looking to get fully buried here. I think he's looking to play the tap, Kenny, which is why he's come round that handle. He's playing a great stone. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out why he hadn't come the other hand, but it was just because he was playing the tap.
So, good stone there from Bruce Mowat, and he lies 3 shots.
Shrug of the shoulders from Grant. Yeah, he's got a chance of a hit and roll here. If you can get on the top of that shot stone.
Oh, the 4-foot's still open, coming down on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it is. Just to try and get his 2, but yeah, it's not looking overly likely for his 2 at the moment. I don't think it'd be too drastically upset, even at 3-all after 4 ends. Still in control, still has the hammer. You know Grant better than I do, Kenny. Is it fairly level-headed?
Oh yes, aye. I'll be quite confident of making this double, I would expect.
Yeah, that might give him a wee problem though, because that's just going to be a hit on the nose, and he's not going to have a huge amount of the forefoot to see. Probably better missing that one on the thin side.
This is just over curled there, I think. Bruce Mout hits and slightly rolls to the left hand side and lies 3 shots, so Grant I think it's got to come through the gap here and just dead draw weight. That's what the call is.
Yeah, good end from the Mout rink. Forcing a couple of mistakes from Hardy's team. This looks high, Kenny. That's crashed the yellow. I think that's a steal of 2.
I think you're correct there. I think it was a steal of 2 for Bruce Mout. He takes a 3-2 lead into the 4th end, but we'll confirm that it is only 2 when the scoreboard gets updated.
And as I say, good end by Mout team there. Just put them under all kinds of pressure for that last stone. Just a quick word about our sponsors, Lely Longtown, sponsoring this competition this year. It's really good to have them guys on board. All helps to further the competition in terms of prize money and attracting the top teams. And hopefully by attracting the top teams we get the better ice to support that, which we've had this year. And hopefully the idea is just to keep growing it. In terms of the other games that are going on just now, I think Kenny's just a way to update the scores. That's the current standings. Certainly on B we've got a thriller at 0-0 after 3 ends. And Brewster 4-0 up against Bryce, but I know the 3rd end is still to go up. I know they are into their 4th end. Lauren Gray coming back, she's now 3-2 up after 3. It's definitely a 2 shots to Bruce Mout's team, so we've called that one right. For those that don't know the ice bowl, we're kind of stuck in a corner. We can't actually see, or I certainly can't see from where I'm sitting any curling at all other than what's on the monitors. So we're a wee bit stuck with that. So we'll keep you updated with aim scores as we go through. We'll focus back on to our main game. You can see a couple of stones in play already.
Angus Dill's second stone at the fourth end, comes round behind his own guard, sit in front, just in front of the tee. So we're going to hardly asking Billy Morton to follow that round and freeze on the stone.
Some stones being kicked away there, so somebody's not happy with the sounds of it. Just about caught the camera. I think Cameron Bryce took a 1 there. I think he tried to split out the housing, but I think he's taken a 1, but we'll get that confirmed.
Hit and roll there for Bobby Lammy.
Quite easy for Grant to start, not panicking, panic's the wrong word, but start being overly aggressive and start freezing everything, but keeping it calm. He's only 1 down, he's still got a hammer, so just looking to tidy out a few yellows here. Plays it really well, lies behind the guard.
Good shot there from David Reid.
Good effort, weight was spot on, just didn't quite get the swing he was after, and because of that the yellow lies at an angle, and see Grant has decided now this is the time to be a bit more aggressive. Like this call, Kenny?
Well, they've got the guards on, so they're basically, he's trying to see if he can get a 2 at this end, David, so even if he does rub the guard off,
it looks pretty good.
It looks
already.
good. It looks well played.
Just have to be careful it doesn't overly swing, but it looks pretty perfect. It is perfect. Bounces the yellow out into the open as well. I think we could see quite an interesting end from here.
Bruce Mount asking his third player, Duncan Menzies, just to come around again and
this looks pretty good as well. Needs it to sit by the look of it.
oh, it's
just rubbed off, and a wee opportunity for the Hardy team now.
It doesn't want to be too hard here anyway, David. Even if he just takes one of the yellows away, he's going to be in front,
Yeah,
front
exactly.
of the house.
No need to get overly heavy. And you see the ice Grant's given, it's probably only back ring, maybe hack he's looking for. Even just sitting on the inside corner would be pretty good. Working this to get past the guard though. Is it by? Oh, just feathered it. Even missing by a bit and rolling to the wing wouldn't have been bad there. A bit of a frustrating one. Gives him out the chance to guard up now. Guard up or throw another right in on top of the Blues.
Well, if you put one in on top, there's no way that one's going out. So that's what I think the call was, just to.
Yeah, Grant getting fed up with the guards now.
He's playing the run back on the yellow centre guard.
I think it is possible to remove all 4 yellows here.
I was actually just thinking that was a possibility if he gets this just straight back, near enough.
It's not far off nose, is it? Maybe just high of nose. You could roll a shooter as well. It's pretty quiet. I think that's just a want.
Because Grant can come around on the other hand, David, and just nudge that blue in between the 2 yellows if the centre line guard goes on here.
Yeah, I was just going to say that he could almost play that at hit weight as well. Slash the blue across and maybe move both yellows out of there. So with that in mind, I'm not sure I'd want an overly long guard here. I see they're just going in and have a look at the Blues now. I was thinking it almost as far in as they want it here. I'm not sure about that shot, Kenny, I have to admit.
I think he didn't have curled another 6 inches there and took that off as well.
It's maybe not on. I mean, they're not looking at the Blues, to be fair, and again the camera angles we've got maybe don't give us the best view of it, or maybe they just don't rate that shot. We're just totally wrong in this one. I can understand why he's looking to take the guards off, because if they get rid of the guards with this shot, certainly Bruce can't guard everything with his last.
Again, I think if he gets this on the right place, all 4 stones may go. But
We could end it with a blank yet if that happens. This looks close. Well, I think he might guard this time. That's just not worked at all for Grant Hardy.
No, and there's not really a draw left on now.
Yeah, just got the wrong side of that second yellow.
Had to go the other way.
He's maybe looking at taking the blue off and rolling in. It's at 5 against.
I think that's the call. Well,
And he is sitting 2, but at the moment there's a double on name yellows, which would give Hardy the 2. So I think they're just going for the guard.
he could come right in here and be checked on the yellow, David.
Yep. Yeah, freeze the front of it. Yep. We'll make another attempt to use the telestrator and see if the stones have shrunk in size from yesterday's efforts. For those that watched that, I think a stone somewhere around the yellow dot there. The stone's gone from one extreme to the other, Kenny. It's minute now.
Even had it in the back of Duncan Menzies' head there. He's
Yeah, see if this is in, I think I'd be tempted to bring this right in. I think that's pretty good there. I'm not quite sure that. Is there a gap there? If there's a. I don't think he can hold that for 2, even if there is a gap there. He might be able to, Kenny. Has he left a wee gap there?
If he touches the yellow just played there by Bruce Mount, he could actually spin over, take his own blue out, and lose.
I think he's okay with that. I think he'd have to hit the front yellow on the left hand side fairly full to get it back to that blue, so I think he's okay from that point of view. I don't think the one at the top 4 goes to the blue because of the gap is to go through to get to it. What he might be worried about is flicking the yellows we can see the furthest most left, and then hitting the one on the top 4 after that and flicking it across. All of a sudden this looks like a game-changing end, this one. Yeah, if that guard's 3 inches further to the right, he was in a world of trouble.
So the hole must be wide enough for him to come through, because that's what they're considering, so at least that answers that one. But he couldn't draw around on the other side, could he, David?
I think it's probably there, Kenny. It's just this is potentially for a 2, isn't it? Risk and reward.
That's possibly a better call, hit and roll off his own blue. Is that what he's trying, or is he trying
I
the
think he's trying the draw kind of. If he hits and rolls off his own blue and doesn't make that, that's a 5.
Grant Hardy's last stone at the 4th end, line 2 against him at the moment, trying to draw the button. So he need to work this really hard, and he's good.
He's quite tight. That's going to bounce out, and that's going to be another steal of a 2.
Yeah, so Bruce Mount picks up a further 2 shots at the 4th end and goes into a 5-2 lead after 4 ends.
I'll show you the last few.
I think that's the scores updated on your screen now.
He just came back T-line, so just need another couple of inches.
Aye. So we said at the last end, probably not the time to panic. Time to panic now, Kenny, maybe?
Well, I think he needs to score at this end. I think he needs to get at least 1 at this end, possibly 2.
Yeah, I don't think it'll need to be a 2, to be honest. I can't 5-3 up with 3 ends to go for Bruce Mount. I would favour him in that scenario with the hammer at that point. It's 5-3 up with the hammer. It's almost a case of, well, we'll score regardless in the 6th end, even if it's a 1, and then you're going to have to take 4 off us. So I don't think we'll see an awful lot of aggressive attacking play from them out at rink.
No, I think that's already been evident already. Just clear the guards off. Not where Grant wanted that one. Just a bit hit and roll over.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they're called. Yeah, there's only one thing better than getting rid of guards when you're winning, is making your opposition get rid of them. Looks pretty good as well. Perfect. Great shot.
Good shot there by the team Mowat.
And then we see Grant forced into taking the guards, and see how close them two stones are now. And a good stone by Bobby Lammy there. Yeah. You see there, Bruce Mount calling the guards, and putting Grant under all kinds of pressure. Not easy to get rid of the two yellows.
No, and he doesn't even have any of his blue stones hanging on it round the outside.
No, we're still only halfway through this end, but it's just not happening for the Hardy rink this morning. Credit to the opposition there, so they're certainly making them work for it. I think that's just done enough.
I don't think there's a gap there. This will be a rerun, David, am I correct in saying? A rerun of the final of the Dumfries part of the Scottish Curling Tour?
It is indeed, yep. This was the final of the Scottish Curling Tour back in the dim and distant past of October.
It was either late October, early November area.
Yep, another good competition then.
When I think Grant Hardy was successful over Bruce Mount, so
It was, I think Grant actually won Braehead and then Dumfries, so I'd need to double check. I think he's still winning that competition, so pretty good season up to now. Although their most recent meeting as skips would have been last weekend at the mixed doubles.
yes, that's the two skips played each other obviously.
Yep.
And Bruce was successful then. So Bruce again calling for the guard.
Maybe a bit higher line this time. Yeah, it looks okay. They should be able to sweep that back. Yep, fine.
Perfect. Just thinking here, David, will we now maybe see Grant trying to run the blue back, so it's at least bringing one of his own stones into the house if he makes connection?
Yeah, I mean it's running out of stones this end already. Yeah, I just wonder if he can actually just play a back ring weight and actually get to the nose of the yellow and nudge the back one. Yep, that's what it's called. It's just to get another blue stone in there really at this stage. And get them shifted off the tee line, split them apart.
I could just do make connection about 3/4 of the front yellow.
Yeah, as much as they can, really, isn't it?
You don't want to spin back out again and give Bruce an opportunity to.
And a wee hit and roll back in for 3, yeah. And again, to some watching, that's going to look really odd. But that's the science now. Apparently it works. Otherwise these boys wouldn't be doing it.
Skip stones to come at the 5th end, and again it's not looking good for Team Hardy.
Be a bit careful with this one. He doesn't want to sit on the nose and give Grant any chance of just having an absolute tear at it and taking all 3 away.
Don't know whether he's taking it and rolling, or is he trying to get the inside of it and cover the button.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he call it. I'm guessing he's quite happy rolling away from this one though. I'm not sure he can get buried enough to stop Grant having a go at it, just because he'll run into his own yellow. But I will wait to be proved wrong on that one.
Just maybe gave Grant a wee chance here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was where they wanted that one at all. Again, the camera angles are a wee bit tricky just to work out, but I would think you can see the inside of that. Grant stood in the wrong place. I think it'd be rude to ask him to move at this juncture.
He's just about a quarter of the inside of the stone. Might take all 3 yellows out, and he'll be hoping to hang around in the house.
Yeah, I think you can certainly see the inside from that angle. Here it comes. One yellow.
Might even be 2 yellow.
Yeah, I think
it's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell from that angle. From that angle, I think it's just the one.
If he guards this up, David, he's got what shot has he got? Apart from the
great big long raise.
Yes.
Stone travelling under our camera there. It's pretty good.
Grant pulled one of these off at the first end to get a 2, David, so I think he's going to have to try something here. Possibly get rid of them both.
Yeah, just looking to stick this one, I think.
Hit as much of the yellow, front yellow, as you can see.
shouting. He's on the inside, and that's certainly a steal of one. One or two now, that's the question. I'm going to call it one. I'll just update these scores for you again. Quite a low scoring game on sheet B at the top there, 1-1 after 5 ends. Sheet D in the other ladies semi-final, Drendel still leading Gray 4-3, that's after 5 ends, but Gray does have the hammer there. Tom Brewster 4-2 up still on Cameron Bryce after 4 ends. Well, they're quite close to finishing their 5th, I think. There we go, we called one. It was a one. Commentator's eye.
There's a good call there, David. It was one. Mind you, Graham Sloan did walk by there and said he thought it was two.
No, it was definitely a one then, was it?
Yes, one is on the board.
Yeah, I thought he'd done enough just to move that one. So, yeah, 6-2 down. Even with hammer, that's a pretty tall order now. I suspect we'll see a fairly attacking end here. And one of these ends that if it goes wrong it will be game over. You expect to see that? Or do you expect just run them out of stones, play a 7th end, see what happens?
No, I think Grant will do the gamble here. I would think he needs to pick up at least 2 or it is game over.
Yep.
And if Bruce Mount picks up anything here, I think we'll, as you said David, I think we might see the handshake.
It's just so hard to come back. I mean, both teams are the same. If they get into this position, it's so hard to peg them back because their hitting games are so good. I know that's where we struggled over the weekend. If anybody got a lead on us, that was pretty much it.
Grant calling for a corner guard on the other side with his lead Billy Morton 2nd stone. Bruce Mowat looking for at least to remove one of the blue stones, possibility of getting the second one in this road across, but I think he'd be quite happy with clearing off one side at least at the moment.
It's a great shot.
Perfect stone there from Bobby Lammy.
Yep, takes the guard away from the left hand side and then picks a one off the top of the Lely logo you see in the ice there and runs his shooter out of play.
That was a good stone there for the sponsors as well, David, getting their logo back into play.
It was, it's quite good. You just see that there, see it coming across and it catches the top of the stone. As you say, he just runs it over the Lely logo and takes his own shooter out of play. Well played. Hardy team looking a bit deflated. That's because they know they're playing the right shots, but they know the chances of pulling this one back are fairly slim. You never know. Got a fair idea, but you never know.
Yes. But team out are all playing really well, putting their stones where they want them and putting a lot of pressure on Grant Hardy's team this morning. So Grant again calling for the corner guard.
Yeah, it's really the only thing you can do at the moment.
I think.
And he knows that once that corner guard goes in, it's going to come straight back out again. And the problem for him is that it kind of forces the one as well at the end, because there's 2 yellows sitting in there, one sitting pretty close to the button.
Just got enough of that one.
I'd expect at some point Grant might want to freeze that one.
I think we're going to see that call now, David. That seems to be the call.
Just whether to put another corner guard up first.
No.
No, go for it now. Half checked in behind the front yellow. Problem. I was going to say the problem. One of the problems is you only get one go at this.
It's just got to be perfect.
Perfect first time of asking.
Team out, we just probably hit the front yellow back onto it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's hanging high at the moment. And it looks a wee bit heavy as well, and they're trying to take it round just to bury it behind. I'm interested to see what Bruce Mount does now. There we go. No messing about. No need to take any risks, so he might get a second go at that freeze. I haven't said he was only going to get one go at it. I definitely want to spin this one out. Won't want to leave it hanging about.
It's just a bit spot on. So Grant again. Don't think he's actually looking at the freeze, David. Is he looking to come round the back?
Well, he definitely called the freeze for the first time, and it came round the back, and he maybe thinks that's quite a nice shot now.
He did seem to indicate there to draw to the back of the 8 foot.
He did, yep. Maybe just as a secondary option. Basically to get a stone in there to get a bit of cover is what he's after. But this looks a bit heavy. Certainly doesn't want to drift through the rings. Bruce Mount going to beat Grant in there is what they're looking at. I suspect they'll be caught between two of going in there or doing something less aggressive, but I think that's a good positive shot to go for.
It's just calling somebody to draw to what Grant Colway's first stone, or called his third player Fraser, a draw to the button. Even if he's shot here, David is making it really hard for Grant to get in.
And the way they've been playing, you would back them to make this as well.
The boys have played really well this morning.
Commentator's curse, Kenny.
Just roll on a couple of feet too far.
Yeah, it gives all of a sudden there's a wee chance of a 2 here.
Because you're going to go. And if you had to on that side, you're going to win that.
A wee bit surprised he's changed handles here. I'm sure he's got a very good reason for it. Might have been coming back the same way just to try and keep the angles, but he obviously thinks he can get to the face of that yellow coming this way. Or maybe feels the need to leave the angle to move both the yellows with his next stone. This looks pretty nice. Is it past the guard? It's past. What's the weight like? I think it's still 1 yellow, is it?
I think so. The blue doesn't. I think it's just touching the fully in the red, but the yellow is a gap between the yellow and the edge of the 4 foot. From the angle here, David, it definitely looks 1 yellow.
Maybe that's why he chose that handle, so he can move the yellow with the second shot off the other handle as well.
I think Bruce is just guarding us up.
The thing is, even if he loses a 2, it's not a disaster for him, so he can almost afford to stick a guard on and say on you go. Have a go at it, and if we steal a 1, we'll probably be off the ice.
Change of mind when he gets to the far end. It's the run back, I think.
Probably the first negative call they've made. If he makes it, it's the right shot, of course. So that's I might have been tempted just to stick a guard up there, keep the pressure, and the worst case scenario is you're 2 up with hammer in the 7th end. There we go. Makes it. Grant went away there fairly quickly and came back again fairly quickly.
As Blair Fraser also disappeared to have a wee confab halfway up the ice. I think he's looking at blank in this end, David.
Okay, so just seeing stones cleared away, so I wasn't quite quick enough to get that, not quite sure what happened. In the Brewster game. Come back to that, we'll keep you updated on that. Just had a quick look up and saw a lot of stones hanging about, Kenny, but I'm not quite sure what they scored. It was Brewster who did score though, they look like they're away to play a stone.
So Grant had his last stone at the 6th end, trying a double take out and also to roll out himself, blank the end.
That's a steal.
It's just not coming off for Team Hardy this morning. So Mowat steals a 1 and goes into a 7-2 lead after 6 end. Sorry, David's beating me to it there, putting up the 7th end.
I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
So the first semi-final, first result of the semi-final in the CCT Tour event here at Dumfries this weekend. Team Mowat 7, Team Hardy 2. So Bruce Mowat and his team progress to the final, where they'll play either Tom Brewster or Cameron Bryce. And I would think we might just be switching to that game.
I think that's exactly what we'll do, Kenny. And just like that, we're there. Good speedy changeover. We were entirely on the ball there. Again, that's well rehearsed because we forgot to put the sound up. With another half hour, we'll be completely off the ball again. So as we moved across to this one, you'd have to say Brewster heavy favourites.
Bryce does have the hammer at this end.
We'll get this right eventually, Kenny. There we go. That looks better.
That's right.
So for the comments about us being on the ball.
No. Quite quickly, as you said, David, we move to the other game ongoing here.
Yeah, we normally have an hour to get set up for these games, so it's a bit of a challenge moving from one sheet to the other quite quickly.
Do the teams play off for third and fourth, David, or is it just a straight?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a final, I think. I'll stand to be corrected on that. hope it's not, because on the website we've only put a final in.
It would be one of the finals we would be showing anyway.
Yes. Yep. Both the men's and the ladies' final are due to be on C&D. The middle sheets with all the sponsors' logos on them. All the Lely logos. And the Owen Farm Services logos, of course. I keep forgetting to mention them.
Who's the Owens Farm Services, David?
I'm not sure, but I hear they're very, very good.
Right, okay.
Into Vice's Stones now. Glenn Muirhead playing 3 for Tom Brewster. And Zach Stewart just, I was going to say going down the sheet, but I'm looking at the replay, but he's playing 3rd for Cameron Bryce. Maybe a bit of discussion here. Just about get everything in shot there as to what they're looking at. Take the guard off.
The discussion must have been either the guard or trying to take that blue out through the gap. Tom.
Maybe just how to take the guard off and where the guard needs to go after, but I think they're just going for a straight peel.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I think Cameron and Bryce's call there was a freeze on the back yellow.
Yep, it is. It is indeed. Just looking to land one right in there.
You really are on the ball now. That was even a blue stone coming in there.
It's the right colour, wasn't it? Still not got the sizing of it right though.
This need to be
really nice line. Yeah, probably good weight as well. Yeah, well played from Zach Stewart. And we'll see Tom Brewster just try and tidy this up a bit now. This one will be travelling.
Yes.
He's looking to bounce this blue sideways, which almost looks from this angle frozen.
Yes, good shot there from Glenn Muirhead. So Cameron Bryce asking his 3rd player, Zach Stewart, do something similar again, because the run back won't be on the next time, because that yellow has just basically slightly checked out.
Still going to do exactly the same again. We touch wider line.
It's coming now.
Short of weight as well this time.
So Tom Brewster going, hit his front yellow into the shot just played by Zach Stewart.
Yeah, good shot. Frees everything up.
Yes, that blue was slightly jammed in there. Good shot from Tom Brewster.
Yeah, Cameron Bryce looking for a bit of boom and bust shot here. Looking to hit his own blue back onto the yellow and then roll to the two wingers. You'll like this, Kenny. I'm going to move that one there. Roll the shooter across here. And then at the same time run the yellow out there.
I take it taking the other yellow in the road out.
Probably, but I'm running out of arrows.
Cameron Bryce out at the far end, ready to play his first stone at the 7th end.
And I think this is on. It's the only problem being is if he misses the yellow at all with the blue, he's going to be sitting 5 against. I've had a pick-up. Oh yeah, we have. Well, we can't really see from here, but I heard the brushes, and yeah, that's obviously picked because that's missed by a mile. Never a good time for a pick-up, but that's a particularly bad one. You can still hear the brushes, it must be echoing, Kenny.
I can understand the frustration.
Yeah,
very hard when it comes to when it's the skip stones that pick up. It's frustration at any time of the game when a stone picks up, but that was a violent pick up.
Yeah, it wasn't just a little deviation. That was an 8-foot move,
and it was early on. It was.
Yeah, it must have been pretty much out the hand, I think. That's just gone and turned this on its head, and I just look to rip that blue out of there. Force the one. The problem now is to pick himself up after, what will be a fairly big disappointment because I know Cameron Bryce will have fancied that shot.
Yes, sir, we were actually, you had all the graphics done for it, David, so it would have been quite interesting just to see if it was possible.
Yeah, he would have really fancied that shot, and danger now is you throw something a little bit high or a little bit heavy. You're just looking for the hit and stick here. He'll take his time in the hack.
2 on B to the top, 3 all.
Okay, we'll keep you updated on the scores. The ladies' games are all tied up. This looks pretty good. Yep, he's fine.
Good shot. Picked himself up, as you said, after his first stone pick-up. But so Brewster leads 5 shots to 3 after 7 ends. You've got updates and other scores, David?
Yeah, we'll just go along the scoreboards. You see Lauren Gray. Forgot who she's playing straight off the moment. Against Drendel. They are 4-all through 6 ends, but I suspect there's a 7th end not up on the board. Oh, there we go. There's service, There you go. That's a 1 to Drendel in the 7th. So that puts them 1 up. Lauren Gray probably favouring that. Needs a 2 to win the game in the 8th with Hammer. We've seen Sheet C finish already. And going across to B, the other ladies' semi-final. Tied at 3-all after 7.
So the 2 ladies' semi-finals, very close games, could go either way, and we might even, well, we could have an extra end in one of them. It would be very hard to have an extra end in the one out in rank B.
Yep, sitting all peers, so a blank would be required there. You would hope that's not an extra.
Tom playing a wee bit of juggling with it there with his brush.
It's quite impressive. Good brush control.
So Tom Brewster clears out lead stone from Cameron Rice's team.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been happy. Really needed the guards in this end.
Is it Fraser Shaw?
Fraser Shaw playing lead. Yep. Fraser from Stranraer.
Well, you do see him through in Castle Douglas quite a bit. He seems to work through that end of the country.
There you go. Local knowledge, Kenny.
See him in the roll shop in the morning getting his lunch.
Both got loyalty cards there.
We'll not name the roll shop.
But if they want to sponsor anything here at the Ice Bowl, we'll gladly name them.
They are quite big in the Dumfries area. Shops in various towns throughout Dumfries and the Stuartry. So Tom just clearing off his own stone there. Just didn't want any backings for Cameron Bryce's team to use.
Yep, anybody watching curling for the first time will think that's a really odd thing to be doing, but of course it can't hit the blue, it's in the free guard zone still. So the less stones that hang about, the less chance he has of losing an end. All he wants is a draw at the button for his one and win the game. That's plan A at the moment. Bryce Rink in desperate need of a bit of cover. It's a good draw round. Brewster will go for the guard. And Ross Patterson playing this stone.
Yes.
Makes appeal well.
So
So we'll see Cameron Bryce call another guard here. No real option. The big problem for him is he needs two guarded.
And he doesn't have last stone either.
I think he'd rather be playing pretty much any other team in Scotland at this point in time. And the chances of stealing a 2 off Tom with no guards up front, with, well, we've got 5 stones each left to come.
Maybe should be asking you boys for a wee bit of help here. You did get a 3 off Tom Brewster on Friday night.
We did steal a 3 off him in the first end. I think to be fair to Tom Frank, a bit of local knowledge on the handles, and the fact that they had a fairly long drive down from Aberdeen, I think was more of the factor in that one. It was good fun while it lasted. Yeah, we took him to the last end. It was good. It's myself and Graham Sloan playing with a couple of Dumfries juniors, and a great experience for them. I enjoyed it. It was quite interesting playing against them though, because even though they're down, they're in total control of the game. You can be. I think we were 4 up at one stage, and you never felt we were in control of the game.
So, Cameron asking his second player, Fraser Kingan, to draw round the guard. Tom will take the guard this time. He might even get trying the double here, because he would roll away if he was to get the double.
Quite tight for rolling away though, so they'll just be wanting to make sure of the guard first and foremost. No point taking any unnecessary risks. You can afford to lose a 1 if he needs to, so.
Tom having a look up there into the sky as if he's needing a wee bit of help, but he's in command of this game at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. This is down to Cameron Bryce. He's got 2 stones left. So very quickly running out of options here. As another guard goes flying.
Peeled off.
Job done for Glenn Muirhead as well.
The game's actually been playing very good time this morning, David, because we're going to be through this game nearly just on the 2-hour mark, which will give the Eyes Scott Henderson a chance to get the Eyes ready for a 12 o'clock start for the finals.
Yeah, 12 o'clock start, although we do have 2 ladies games still going, Kenny, so that might hold us up a wee bit. I assume they're still going anyway.
Oh, 'cause the game in Sheet B is still going. And also on D, they're both still playing. It wouldn't be a disaster if we happened to have a split start in the finals. We might be able to get one and bring the end of both games.
Pick up the end of the second game, exactly. So the decision made, I didn't quite see what the decision was. They were talking about back 8 foot at one stage. I don't think it'll make a difference. Tom's going to hit the front one wherever it lands. This looks a bit heavy. This looks a bit heavy. It is. And that, I'm afraid, is that.
Yes, all Tom Brewster needs to do now is remove that blue stone from play, and it's game over.
See Glenn just wandering up there, just cleaning the anticipated path of the stone. Making sure, because that's about the only thing that can cost them the game now.
So, even before the stone's here,
Cameron Bryce obviously likes the line of it. Yep.
Offers a handshake, so that's the conclusion of this match as well. Tom Brewster beats Cameron Bryce by 5 shots to 3 and goes through to play Bruce Mowatt's team in the final, which is due to get underway at 12 o'clock, but that's just subject to a slight delay possibly, just depending on when the ladies' games get finished.
And speaking of which, we'll do another quick change. Although I think, to be honest, we'll do this one without the scoreboards on it. We'll just get you a quick update as who is who. So Lauren Gray is playing the red stones, and Drendel, who is one up without, is playing the blue stones. So Lauren Gray, playing red, needs to score a 2 here to win the game, or a 1 to take it down the extra, and she looks like she has one in behind cover there. There we go, better angle there, red on the left hand side as we look at it. Okay, so Kenny, you can pick us up on this, the last stone on.
This is the last stone, I think, on sheet B. Tied at 3-all, I think, at the moment.
3-all with Milliard playing red and Gisler playing blue.
I think this is Gisler's last stone. She's drawing to the 4 foot to win the game. But we'll go straight back to the Lauren Gray game as soon as this game concludes. Oh, we are back.
Better.
We'll have a split screen.
So the guard came off there. Lauren Gray with her first stone.
This looks slightly wide and heavy. It is heavy.
That's a steal. So Milliard through to the final, Kenny. I make that.
Yes. Didn't think we were going to get a handshake there. I thought, wonder if it was good, whether I'd called it long with the number of stones that would have come, but
Thought you were looking a bit nervous there.
I think it's definitely Milliard through to the final. We shall get the winner of the game. We're going straight back to it.
Technically covered 4 games, all 4 games, Kenny. That's service, and it's free of charge.
Yes. So, I think this is Lauren Gray's first stone at the last end.
It is, Kenny, yep. I'll just put the scoreboard back up. Looking at come in behind the guards on the left hand side. Not leave any kind of double. Really careful in the double. I don't think there's a double there because I think it jams on the blue. Tap it back in line, the forefoot, I think. Or a corner freeze line shot would be a challenge.
Is this Drendel's last stone?
Yes, I think it is.
Apologies for David's spelling up top. Just looking at the back of Drendel's top.
I'm not going to blame the. Yeah, okay, I'll take the blame even though I copied it off the score sheets.
I think we didn't actually notice that when we were wrong, but there's a lot of team names have changed since teams arrived on Thursday night.
Yeah, we've got that one quite impressively wrong, haven't we? We'll try and get that fixed later on. Apologies to their team for that. If I update the scoreboard, we'll lose all the rocks remaining and everything like that, so we'll live with the spelling mistake for now.
This Drendel's last stone at this end.
Yes, this is 2 stones to come in this game, I believe.
Because Lauren Gray has played a stone.
Yep.
And she has the hammer. So German team hoping here to draw to the face of the red stone.
I think they like it.
Sweepers are going on to it now.
Is it good? I think that's still 1 red.
So Lauren Gray has a draw with her last stone to basically to the right on the button to win the game.
She's going to make sure she takes enough ice. Doesn't want to touch that blue, obviously.
She could even do it off her own red if she does a wee bit wide.
Need to be quite heavy to do that. I think she'll be more accurate with the weight.
So stone here to win the game at the 8th end for Lauren Gray. No pressure, David.
No pressure at all. The only game left on the ice. Skips thrive on pressure, do they not? A lot of shouting. Line looks a bit tight to me. Looks good. Looks good, is it there? Nailed it.
Yes.
Absolutely nailed it.
Good last stone by Lauren Gray to win the game. 6 shots to 5, and she progresses through to the final now, which again is due to get underway at the Ice Bowl here at Dumfries at 12 o'clock.
Yep, so we will leave it at that just now. Thank you very much, Kenny. And as he says, we will be back at 12 o'clock on the Dibco website and on YouTube.